Oh boy, I don't even know where to begin with this. So, um, there was a winter conference that Bushy had, as usual. They do one for I think every season. So the winter one happened, and I mainly talk about this from Vanguard. Not more so the other games, but mainly for Vanguard. So we got new products and stuff, but that's not really what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about a couple things: the ban list and some of the BSF stuff. And a lot of stuff has been on my chest for years, and I think I'm just at a point where I can't do it anymore. Truly, I just can't. So first, I want to talk about um the situation with BSF when it comes to like this premium lyrical thing. Now, I think BSF is for teams for standard. Then the side event, usually that happens. It's either a coin flip for now because they will usually either do V or standard. I mean V or standard, premium or V. But since Bushiroad wants to axe V, now it's either a coin flip of premium and lyrical cup. And this is coming from the lyrical guy, right? Like I do play lyrical a lot, and I am the one who really talks about it. I don't care at this point. Like no one else is doing this but me. And even I'm saying this is kind of just bullshit. Like, why is it the premium or lyrical for different events? So if there's an event that you want to go to, well, if you want to play for premium, well, too bad it's lyrical, and it's not even team for premium; it's single. Like this is coming again. This coming from the lyrical guy, the one who really makes lyrical content. And I don't care if that sounds high and mighty. I'm the one who really does it. All right. Why is it like this? I get that they probably want to do like the Mikoto marker in the OT, but honestly, doing it at an event like this is just it's a coin flip between either or is just so awful. But this is going to tie into my other point when it comes to Bushroad's treatment of premium overall, and it's been very apparent over the last couple of years. So when we did used to get like significant bandwidth changes or stuff that was hit, that was I think that was before they started taking standards super seriously. Well, premium was still a big part of being sought play in Japan, but now they just decreased the quality of the premium band list at all. Now I started with V, but most people knew V was gonna, like die off. But since nobody in Japan is playing premium because it's out of stock of old cars, and or nobody wants to play because the only hive mind to, oh, let's all play standard. And this isn't towards any specific people over in Japan that plays it. It's just a culture that if one group collectively plays it, they play the same format. It's been apparent ever since Vanguard. So when it comes to premium, the lack of actually like attention to the format has been very apparent over the years. Like I think the last major change was like I think with Katrina, I don't even know. But regardless, the treatment of it is just so really. It's just I there's a couple of theories that not theories. Well, I believe what they're trying to do is actually just axe off premium because nobody standard plays. No one in Japan plays premium other than a couple people, and they want to just focus all in on standard. Yet everyone but Japan plays premium. It's just astounding. Other than like maybe a couple of like places don't really play as much, but everywhere else, premium is still a big important format to some people. It is not like everyone likes standard either. to have them the option, but it seems like they're trying to force this standard agenda on everyone when the rest of the world, which most of their income is coming from, by the way, and they said it themselves, is coming from overseas. And yet they don't want to maintain or manage that. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And the people who are buying standard product because it might help them towards premium, or they just like the standard deck. Now, to the ban list, um, for standard, we all most people knew they were just going to copy and paste. Like, they don't do anything different. Um, Sojo Doji and Nui have been out of the meta ever since Rezao Levy dropped. Like, it's just too late, and they always copy and paste. When it comes to premium, Ghidorah 2, I can understand, but the lack of anything else towards the list is just so baffling to me. Like, do they not know how strong the upcoming crest are? Oh, they don't, because nobody in Japan plays it. So we just have to suffer with the Night Rose, not Night Rose, specifically Harry Crest. And there's other stuff that needs to be checked in the format too. There are some cards that needs to be restricted as well. But no, just hit Gridor to 2 and we'll just call it a day. Even though it's not even about, like, Gridor didn't need to get tapped or banned or whatever. It did need to be checked. But the lack of attention to any other cards in the format is just, it's just crazy to me. And cards that have been on the restriction list for years, even longer than Anj, which I'll get to talk about that in a bit. Um, like, why is Night Crow and Night Runner still restricted? Nobody's grade 1 gaming in post V standard era, and some cards could come off if it enable multi attacks because we have more interaction, defensive interaction now. We have more stronger G guards. We have more powerful cards that you should just allow these players to just use. We have Hanali that cannot be disrupted now. Like, it feels bad if you don't check Hanali, but it still exists. We have missed off to stop decks from gaining too much hand size to block everything. We have so many different options to stop these plays, but yet they still just leave them because I feel like they're just trying to kill off premium at this point. They don't want no one to keep playing the format, and it's just sad to me because a lot of people over just outside of Japan love premium because they can still keep playing with their favorite decks. And it's ironic coming from the company that's like, yeah, play with your favorite unit regardless if it's bad. You could still have a possibility of playing in a tournament and winning with your favorite deck. Yet they just don't allow that for premium at all. Like, either they, what if someone wants to play with the old Night Runner? They still can't do that. What if someone wants to play Angel Fetter? All they can play is Angel Geese or some kind of loop deck. Like, if they don't want to play that way, well, too bad, Sonny. You just have to deal with it because we don't care about premium. We only want you to play standard. And, like, I don't know if anyone really saw the post, but um, I'm just kind of on my limit when it comes to Vanguard now. Um, it, I know this is gonna kind of sound like cheesy or whatever, but like I said, they promote this whole feeling that, you can win with your favorite cards, or you can, play with them and still have fun, even in a tournament. But yet, like, my favorite card is still restricted to 1. Yet, they unbanned Katrina, put her to 4. It made Neo's really competitive, and they're doing a whole I guess premium champion box set or whatever. I don't even care. This is the fact that this card has been restricted for 5 years. Now there are other cards that have been restricted for way longer. But we're in a format where Crest Harry is going to just start murdering decks that isn't Gridorah if they get their crest generator and or go first or second, it doesn't matter. They're still going to get destroyed by Crest Harry. And decks that have not received any like significant power ups like Morokumo, Tachikaze, and like I forgot the original point. At this point, it's just like just don't check the lack of effort on Bushiroad when they said they want the game to grow more. Yet they're trying to make standard grow more, but yet there's an eternal format which people play outside of Japan. If they're not doing anything to help grow that, because if the eternal format people buys more standard product to keep your standard game alive, and if they all start leaving to go to other games or just start quitting, you don't got the standard players. Like you can get more profit from that. And even making premium sets just for outside of Japan will keep them happy and they will keep buying your standard product. It, like they always move one step forward and like three steps back. There's always a stipulation with Bushiroad when it comes to Vanguard. I don't know about their other card games, but with Vanguard specifically, it's always been like this. And like when it comes to the outside Japan, we're always being treated second. Like we never get any of the cool stuff or the cool rarities. I understand like when it comes to collabs, I understand because of licensing. But when it comes to like different rarities, why can't everyone else have that? No, you can have this shitty, I don't know, fucking different color version of it. Like, why can't it just be the same color? Nah, we don't have enough money for that. Yet you want to improve the game and get more money as a company. Yet you don't put effort into it. And that's what pisses me off. Like they say they want the company to be better. Or not the company, but the game to grow more. But they're doing everything against what they want to do. They make an online card game, Vanguard Zero, but yet the game plays nothing like the original. And it becomes pay to win nearly at the end with one set. Oh, now you can actually get cards you want. Oh, the game's dead. Well, congratulations. Dear Days, outside of Japan or whatever, there are places that are much cheaper. But everywhere else, nah, you have to pay $70. Plus, you got to buy DLC. And Dear Days 2 is about to come out. I was actually very excited for Dear Days 2, but now I don't even want to buy it. I want nothing to do with Dear Days anymore. You have to buy another $70 game to play an outdated format. All the other TCGs have a big card game simulator that's free to play, by the way. You can spend money on cosmetics or pulling more cards. It doesn't matter. Like, Bushiroad's not that small of a company. They have the money. I guess they just don't want to put more resources into Vanguard because, like, if they don't fix this nonsense when it comes to the premium format, you're going to lose a lot of players in this overseas. And then if the people who buy your product overseas leave, which is a big portion of them, even though there are new players that do just play standard, you're just going to lose more money. It just annoys me beyond belief. Like, I wanted to just rant about this honestly, but at this point, it's this Bushiroad that just pisses me off to no end. And I'm usually not like this, but today was the last straw. It was it. That was it for me. Like, it's not just me, it's other people too that have been feeling this for over years. And it's just crazy that they don't do anything. Like, not to bring it up, but I think the last director of D, or the beginning of D, he was also with Shadowverse. A lot of players from the old or who was current players at that time had a lot of hope. He was transparent with what was happening with the company, their restriction list and stuff like that. But after he left, probably from a contract, we have none of that now. We can't even get promos on time. We can't even be on schedule with Japan when it comes to new sets because their sets is like 5 months ahead And then when we get to set, we're like, oh, we already know what's the best deck. Oh, it's Levy. Well, might as well just not play any of the other decks. Might as well just, I don't know, go to Carfi area, play that for free. Don't even spend money on the game. Like, it's so many problems. And I was just kind of just like, just taking it. I'm like, it might get better. But at this point, I don't think they're going to get better. And yeah, the game's not going to die yet, but I think if they just don't put any attention to premium, they're going to kill off every other. They're going to kill off the game outside of Japan. That when that day comes when they said we're going to stop supporting premium, that's going to be the day I feel that Vanguard is dead because there's no eternal format. Where are your old cards that old players have? They don't go to anywhere, and they're already making decks into mini clans. They're repeating their problem and making it worse. Like, look at Lyrical has over 20 decks, and then there's one card that synergizes. Oh, look, it's like $50. What happened about them like just mix matching stuff? No, you just repeated the same problem that you did with clans all those years ago. Well, not really all those years ago, but you know what I mean. At this point, I hit my limit. I'm done. I don't think I will make another Vanguard video until Bushiroad starts changing their ways. Honestly. And it's kind of sad. I didn't want to stop doing this because I love the game. But time after time, Bushiroad just keeps proving to me that they don't want to grow. They're trying, but they're not doing the best they can. They need to start targeting the international audience. They need to make a good card simulator that you don't have to pay money to play. They need to be more transparent to everyone when it comes to what they're doing with their card products and scheduling. They need to do a lot more stuff. And this has nothing to do with the English Bushiroad because I know a lot of them work really hard. Content creators of Vanguard from the international, I'm not sure about who specifically does it in Japan. It's not their fault either. It's the company itself over in Japan that's at fault. And I always wanted to work with Bushiroad, but at this point, I don't think I can work with a company that just wants to just spit in the face of their old players and just not care about the international players. Other than Japan, it's always been about Japan. And if it's going to be that way, then I think it's a sign that we as international players have to stop giving them money, have to stop going to their tournaments and stuff. And it pains me because I really don't want to, but they're not going to change it if they don't. That's all I have to say. This is probably my last video ever for Vanguard. What I'm going to do to the channel, I have no idea. And I was coming close to hitting 1K subs, but I don't know if I can support a company that just keeps neglecting the international side. And then they preach all this stuff, yet they do everything against what should be happening to improve the game. When it comes to triple R's, why is all the generic cards triple R? They could just be rares. They could just be double R's, so they're more accessible. Oh, but the shops in Japan, I don't care. I do not care. They care because they fucked up twice when it came to G and V. That's Bushiroad's fault. I'm just done. I'm sorry for those who do want to see more content for Vanguard with me. I just can't. This is the last straw. I'm done.